Islam and greetings, Moors. Welcome back to another episode of Pardon the Interjection. I am your host, Supreme L. I want to give honors to Noble Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and to say on Pardon the Interjection, we give up literature and find and divulge literature to help uplift fallen humanity. Today is February 13th, 2015, Friday 13th, 2015. It's an honor and a pleasure that I am sharing in your time, and I want to thank you because I know you could be anywhere, listening and watching anything else, yet you choose to listen and watch with me, and I am forever in your gratitude. Today's topic is a continuation of a prior show. Nupuanu, Suwpunu, Nupuanu, Moors, Moors, Native to America, by Dr. Ali Muhammad. And it reads, United States allegedly, for the purpose of exploring the unknown territory from the west edge of the colonies to the Pacific. Pardon me, that just says from the eastern edge of the colonies. Oh, well, it is considered the western edge if you look at it. Yes, they are correct. Pardon the interjection. From the western edge of the colonies to the Pacific. The true intentions was to spy on the indigenous black people, pardon the interjection, Moors, who were in America prior to the European invasion and colonization. Captain Meriwether Lewis and Lieutenant William Clark of the United States Company Army used a black man named York, who was also the son of Yusuf bin Ali, along with a native woman named Sessanawsani, or Sacagawea, found on a millennial edition of the dollar with her son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, to be their interpreters as they gathered intelligence. In the book Return of the Ancient Ones, by Her Honor, blessings be upon her, Empress Tiara Verde C. Watusi, Washita, reports Lewis and Clark documented everything in sight: the weather, the plants, the rocks, the minerals found, the people by tribe, by habits, by color, by warlike activities, and it was documented a bushy-headed tribe who did not like the red man, or the so-called white man, the black bushy-headed Washitas. Now please explain why history did not make us aware of this important fact. It was because they went to spy on the Washitas, a people that the good old United States Company had signed to be their protectorate over their rights, their land, and their property. John Sibley reports in the Lewis and Clark documents, to the right is Makashaka, another chief with an Aramaic Hebrew name. Mahashka means the one with man horns, as the painting shows, and it represented his chiefdom. He and his father were recorded to have been in 18 battles with the United States Company and never lost one. He and his father were allies of Black Hawk or Makatai Mishika. He traveled with his father to Washington, D.C. in 1824 to meet with then President John Quincy Adams. The Secretary of State was Henry Clay. These two, Adams and Clay, were later ordered by Abdar Rahman ibn Hashim to release Abraham ibn Sori, the Prince of the Slaves, in 1828. Abraham had been touring all over the West speaking with these chiefs about the laws that were being used to free him under the Moorish status. In the 1840s, the government made many treaties with Native Americans and land deals in Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Kansas. John Quitman and Eliza Tunica, the father and mother of noble Drew Ali, among many other family members, were part of these transactions and interactions. Choctaw. There are rambling hunting parties of them to be met with all over Louisiana. They are at war with the Caldugis, or Caldugis, and liked by neither the red nor the white people. April 5th, 1805. After the Lewis and Clark spy mission, the United States brought 59 European families into the Louisiana Territory under the guard of the United States Company Army. The military poisoned the water supply with the intent of murdering off the original indigenous black population. They bought their school curriculums as they enslaved and murdered the black populations, making claims that they, the indigenous peoples, were fugitives from justice under constitutional law and were European property from Africa. However, the people did not consider themselves by nationality or status as Africans until after this was breeded into them. The indigenous peoples in Africa did not originally call themselves Africans. They were of Ta, Mrar, and were Moors, M-U-U-R-S. This word African is a word of the white colonizer. There is evidence of this deceptive activity to falsify our status that is undeniable. It was a part of a plan to wipe out our indigenous history in America. The names like Tunica and Washita were turned into Turner, pardon the interjection, Turner and Washington. Wars with the Moors, 1752. So-called French and Indian wars were wars between the Moors, Black Knight Templar families, and Aboriginal Moors versus British colonists and Great Britain. In 1776, the sons of Saint Tammany allied with the Moors to fight against the British colonists and Great Britain. Some of the British colonists infiltrated the Moors, and Sons of Liberty, aka known as Sons of Saint Tammany, in order to overthrow the Moors. They were people like Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Andrew Hamilton, Benjamin Franklin. Moors titled Negroes by the United States Company. Statements from General Thomas Jessup. This, you may be assured, is a Negro, not an Indian war, and if it be not speedily put down, the South will feel the effects of it on their slave population before the end of the next season. Major General Jessup, June 1837, in the American State Papers Military Affairs, cited in Kenneth W. Porter, The Negro on the American Frontier, New York, 1971, If the war be carried on, it must necessarily be one of extermination. We have, at no former period of our history, had to contend with so formidable an enemy. Now, pardon the interjection. Now, we need to go back on that because this is something that a general is saying of the United States military company. And I quote, "If the war be carried on, it must necessarily be one of extermination. We have, at no former period of our history, had to contend with so formidable an enemy. No Seminole proves false to his country, nor has a single instance ever occurred of a first-rate warrior having surrendered."